Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the facade and the truth. So let's jump in. So I wanted to talk about this for a minute, the facade and the truth. And what I mean by that is the truth of who somebody is and then the facade that's put forward, because it's kind of like you also have two roads, right? You have the high road and then you have the gully. You know, the road most people take, like the dirty road, the cheap way. So it's kind of like that. And when you're dealing with a narcissist, you know, you're dealing with Jekyll and Hyde, and they always trick you by being Jekyll, right? So I guess Jekyll's a good one. I think they're both bad, but the good person. And even outside of love partner relationships, because I want to talk about business and spiritual pastors, and because you'll find this a lot. But also mainly it's going to be because we all date people, or we all get married to people. We all have a relationship with somebody we love and care about at some point in time. So that's going to be the most common place, but it's where you see or deal with the trickery, like wizards and magicians of evil. It's not like the people that work in abundance with love. These people are with deception, evil, snakes. They're cowards. They're people that would be described as like Judas, you know, and they come in, they're cheap, man. They're like they're such cowards. See, I just think that, like light workers at least, we probably dealt with a phase in our life or a time where we were a coward. And it is a horrible feeling to feel like a coward. But these individuals, like a narcissist, will walk in this stuff daily and somehow think it's cool. Or like, it's, I don't know, man. Maybe to them, they feel like there's a power trip there, but to us, I mean, and there may be a bunch of people you can get over on, or whatever, do your thing, you know, but, because, you know, there are a lot of simple individuals out there, people that are just simple-minded, and sometimes they're just simple-minded in certain categories, but the worst thing is somebody, what the enemy will send you is somebody with a great facade, meaning everything in the 3D. They may even, you know, talk it good. They're aware that if they want to look good, they can't cuss or curse or whatever, wherever you're from. And they need to smile even if they don't feel like smiling. And I get that. But they do it in a sinister way to get over on people. They become chameleons, and they're chameleons not to learn. So there's different, I mean, you could, even a good person, and sometimes good people can be a chameleon. But the thing is you're not being a chameleon to sabotage or use somebody, or, you know, it's the whole intent. I guess what I mean by that is when you are drawn to somebody because you may be interested in them, like when you were single and you were looking for a love partner, and maybe you met somebody and they were a coward, and they were a Judas, and they were a snake in disguise. They had a good facade, and they looked like an angel of light, but they were a demon in a jumpsuit. And what they do is they come in and they'll glam themselves up and look real pretty. They'll have a nice car, and they don't cuss, and they'll claim to be some whatever of their religious whatever fits you. And, you know, they'll try to assume that role, and they will try to get on your vibration. And to get on your vibration is to be a chameleon. It's to mirror back to you who you are, or that they like the same things as you. And it's symbiosis or something like that, you know. So it's all of these things. It's the synchronicities And a lot of times the synchronicities when you're with a narcissist are synchronicities because they're just mirroring you, what you like. But they're doing it to get in and to undermine you and to hollow you out and steal everything out from under you and then walk away and hope that they can, maybe go to your funeral in the near future because of what they did to you, really. But there's chameleon type people that when they meet somebody, they may want to get to know them, and they may kind of, in their trying to understand them, get on their wavelength, because regardless, you're going to get on somebody's wavelength when you meet them. If you spend enough time with them, and if you are choosing to make commitment, contract, or consent. But what I'm saying is you want to get to know somebody, and in some ways that could make you somewhat of a chameleon. But the thing is you're not doing it to size people up and to undermine them and use them for some destructive use. You're just, trying to get on the same wavelength with them and understand them. But I'm not by any means saying that you want to become them. You want to have your own individuality and your authenticity, no doubt. Because without that, you're like a clone. And the narcissist is a straight up clone. And that's the thing. They're cowards in every way. But they'll put this face up. But see, this is the thing. The repercussions of that, whatever they're forcing forward, even if they're using somebody's energy, there's going to have to be, if they're lying, cheating, stealing, and faking, it's going to have to show somewhere heavy in the background. So it may be hard for you to have it revealed. It may take a while for it to be revealed to you. And that's why you have intuition. Because intuition will show up. Intuition will show up to impede on, or to impede the falsity before you're stuck. Intuition is a lifeline to ensure that you have an opportunity. It's to ensure that you have an opportunity if you're a just individual. See, if you're a just individual, then you're going to have your intuition on board, at least on board, maybe not on point. So then you have other options. If you start going into the narcissist fantasy due to lust, not love, but lust, as you draw into the fantasy, you're going to get more pumped up with lust. I'm not saying you're evil, but you are enticed and ensnared and entrapped by the enemy. And as you get more pumped up with ego, it's like a tick. It's like, to the lust, you may be like the little tick when you meet the narcissist. But this is in a bad way when you meet the narcissist and you start walking into their fantasy because you're lusting, and you have ideas. Sometimes you can live off ideas and thoughts and imaginations, and those are bad. I mean, to some degree, you have to be careful about how far you take that, because the narcissist walks you into that fantasy that way. Well, with future faking and telling you, what your future is going to look like. And if you are always starting to live in your future, you're going to walk right into that tree. You're going to walk right into that fantasy. But as you go deeper into the fantasy, you go deeper into the lust, and you go further away from your authentic true self, or your spirit man, or God, because that's where you get your connection to both. Well, so you're walking away, and that tick is getting bigger and bigger. It's swelling up. And what's happening is your intuition, whatever was on board or on point, if it was on point, you would walk, because you would be more concerned with the morals, ethics, and values, and you wouldn't allow the spelling to occur. Because as you go deeper into that fantasy, you're getting spelled. It's almost like an aura of spelling. Even if the narcissist isn't doing it, it's them drawing you into the fantasy. It's like you walking into the abyss yourself. It's like heaven's back here and hell is right here, or the abyss. And you might be in the middle because you're in earth. And you have the ability to go either way, right? You can have pieces of heaven here on earth, and sure as hell pieces of hell. But when you meet the narcissist, they draw you into hell. And, you're getting into the hell, and then it's like into the fantasy, man, and it's the spelling. It's like the rumination. That's the echo that you, as you get closer to the abyss in your head, you're not hearing your intuition saying, "No, they're lying to you." And see, because the more authentic you are, and the more you are concerned about morals, ethics, and values in your life, the more easily it's going to be for you to turn and walk away. And that's what a person that understands those things will be. They'll just be cut and dry with them. So they won't allow themselves as an authentic individual. So as an authentic individual, they won't allow themselves to walk into a fantasy. They'll get maybe to the door of the fantasy, but they're still in their reality. And before they walk from realities into fantasy's door, it's like entering Disney World, you know, until you drive under the thing. But before they drive under the Disney World sign, they're going to stop and turn around and be like, you go ahead, I'm going to go this way. Because the red flags are going to hit you enough to where what the intuition is telling you is their morals, values, and ethical things that are starting to spring up that you don't agree with. But you may not agree with it, but you're allowing the lust to take you into hell's abyss. If you haven't decided to follow love and truth and justice and, you know, protect your peace and stuff over lust. And the deeper you get into that, the more driven into the lust you become. If you think about it, the trauma bond, you can call it whatever you want, but addictions are lusts. So look at it like that. Those are lusts of the flesh. Really. What are the main sins in the word? That says the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. And that's what it is. It's all of those. They may look pretty, but behind that life of theirs, it's the abyss. You have to know. It's going to be, and the better it looks out here, what I'm saying is whatever they're compensating here, then this has got to be just as bad the opposite way. If it's fake. So if they look really good here, they're going to have to be compensating with some really bad grimy stuff in the background. I mean, a hellhole for real. Like you're talking about controllers of the dark web or something. I mean, really. And that's what you will find. Really, for the fake coward, the better the portrayal looks, there's got to be an overcompensation for all the evil they're doing. So they got to be doing really, really bad stuff in the background. The better they look in their and being evil. And so they look like they're taking the high road, but they're really taking the gully. Because right when they come in, they look like they're altruistic love and peace, right? But your intuition's telling you, no, they ain't. They're cowards, they're phonies. And you're like, yeah, but I got to give them the benefit of the doubt because they make me feel so good. Or you want to like have some life with them because you like the idea of them, or you're enamored by the way they look, or you think that, you know, you want to try it out for a minute, or you feel like you can go into it and your intuition's pinging you and you're like, well, I hear you, intuition, so I'm going to go into it and just dip my foot in the water and come back out. And that will get you wrecked because, and I think that's what I think that's kind of what happened to some of the people in my past that are maybe heavily narcissistic, but not narcissists that I have dated in the past. There's at least one case where I feel like somebody, because I assess and you know, you want to replay the past, and I try to look at it from every angle sometimes because I want to see what occurred on all levels, you know, in the 3D and the 5D, meaning the spirit realm and the physicality, the reality, and where things went wrong. So you want to look at it from every angle, but you don't want to really, you want to get through the sadness as quick as you can. Because this is the thing too, when you're over the sadness of it, you're like, why did I waste my time being so sad about it, you know? I mean, but there is a time of mourning. But it's like, I think sometimes people that maybe you have met that were in evil or are in evil, they became evil by saying, as their intuition was pinging them and telling them, stay away, stay away. They're like enticed enough to where I can do it and I have control over this. I have enough control over this to where I can go into it and dip my foot in the water just to experience a little bit of it. It's kind of like the person that thinks they can do crack or something one time and control it. It's kind of like that. And some people can walk into the narcissistic relationship that way. You know, I want to go into it. I'm going to dip my foot in the water. I'm going to walk on the sands of the shore. And then I'm going to turn and I'm going to sprint back out this way. But before you can dip your when you're going to dip your foot in the water, somebody pushes you in, and that's not what you expected. Or when you turn to walk away, there's some like bear trap in the sand and it gets you caught. It gets you caught. And those are things that are unexpected, and those are things that are addictions. And addictions are what get you stuck. It's addictions or the emotional feelings. And those things is what gets you caught up in the spirit. So it's addictions is the best way for the enemy to work, because if he can get you addicted to something and put some bully in control of you, I mean, you'll be a slave to him. I mean, you might as well put a leash around your neck. So evil people, especially heavily evil people, will try to get you on a substance addiction. I promise you. Anybody, I'm talking about evil, grimy people, they will, like cult leaders, they will get you on a substance as quick as they can, because it's the easiest way. And then they can start spelling you. And when you're getting hit with spelling and witchcraft, because when you're hanging out with people like that, you're already on a low vibration. So the spelling's going to work. It doesn't work on there's different legalities and there's different protections, but when you are hanging out with a cult, you're already on the vibration of being nailed with any witchcraft. You basically, this is what they would call it in the spirit realm, you're completely uncovered. You have no protection. And that's why like people get sick and end up kicking the bucket and everything's going wrong whenever the time is right. Because you've been walking out here and you don't have no Teflon vest on. You don't have no dogs with you. You don't have no military police protecting you. You don't have no helmet on. You don't have no M16. You don't have no AK. I mean, you don't have that stuff. You're out there and you got like a candle for light. And you like you in your night clothes or something. And you dazed and confused. And you wondering why stuff happened to you? Because you out there performing evil and you have zero protection. Not to mention, you're getting weakened every day because somebody is giving you some sort of substance and somebody's spelling you all day long. Or you're on a low vibration. So you got to become a copycat. And that is cheesy, boy. That's some cowardice stuff. And this is the deal. The more unhealed you are, the more of a coward you're going to be. Period. That's a mic drop right there. The more unhealed you are, the more of a coward you're going to be, because you have to compensate more. Your whole life. So let's say somebody's half healed, then they're going to compensate with their mask 50%, because they can't hold up that 50% that's unhealed. So they got to compensate for it by faking it. And they over fake with attitude. And the worst thing is evil people, and they always want to blame somebody. And this is the thing, man. It's like, you know why you don't want people like that in your life? Because they can never be responsible and take accountability for their actions. And that is pitiful. I take responsibility for my actions, I feel like, all the time. And I think you should be a person of that. You're pitiful, man, when you cannot take responsibility for your own actions. You have no accountability. It's because this person did this to me, or they gave me a substance in my drink, or they spelled me. Maybe they did. Who cares? You got to a point to where you allowed it. Damn. And that's the most pitiful thing, man. And that's the most unsexy thing that ever been. So anyway, that's all. They have to compensate, and in the background, it's gonna be deep, dark crap. If you really want to know how a person is, how they really will treat you. I mean, really, honestly, if you pulled it in the physicality, in the reality, if you were to pull their criminal record, and they have one, well, that tells you how their future is going to be. I mean, chances are it's going to be related to that to some degree. Because this is the thing, and I'm not saying people can't repent and change. They can, but this is what I'm going to tell you. anybody that needs to repent and change, well, go ahead. We're all for it. But do it and go live your life somewhere else. Don't be coming back and forth into my life trying to tell me you changed. And that's what you got to get down. Or that's what I want you to understand. Because that's something that I had a good understanding of. When you got somebody coming in and out of your life telling you they changed or whatever, and this could be business partner, whatever, because it's all the same. If they cheated on you or used you in a love partner relationship, they're going to use you and cheat on you in a business partnership or in the church or in the gym or anywhere. They're going to be a piece of crap anywhere they go. But a lot of times what the narcissist does is they don't change their morals, ethics, or their values. And what you'll find is, and I'm not saying just because you don't have a record, if you have a clean record, but I'm saying you could start there and get a lot. If you got somebody that's got a partial record or somewhat of a record, well, you can expect that there's a good chance that's going to happen again to them. I'm not saying it always will, but what I am saying is if they're going to go out there and repent, let them go out and repent and change, but don't come back into your life. Let them go into somebody else's life and start over. They've done enough for you. They have done enough. They have not been responsible. They're not accountable. They've lied, cheat, and steal. Fine. Repent. Change. We're all for it. And go out there and find somebody new that's accepting of you. And that's what you got to get down. The narcissist, for most of the time, you got to look, this is what you need to, what you should expect from a narcissist. They're not going to change their morals, ethics, or values, but what they are going to change is the game. They're going to change the game. They're going to switch it up. You know? They're just going to switch it up. And then do the same stupid old crap again. And man, when you've done it like 15 times, I mean, damn. Yeah, my mom did this, your mom going to be taken out. My husband did this, your husband going to be taken out. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, and the thing is if just let it go and build your own aura. I feel like sometimes I'm a man that I have this gift of omens. I was looking up and I landed on omen today. I don't know, but it's like, you know, to be able to see, like, look at people and see their future to some degree, like understand like what is in store for them, you know, in the near future. I definitely have that. Sometimes the people that get closer to you, it could be interesting, at least the tricksters. But that's the thing. You shouldn't be clouded up. You shouldn't be confused. You shouldn't be ruminating. You shouldn't be annoyed all the time. And demons are so that demon energy is so freaking frustrating. But when you're dealing with all of that, it ain't right, y'all. It ain't right. You're wasting your time. You're burning your fuel. You're opening yourself up for stuff you don't need to be opening it up to because they have no fruit. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Till next time. Soldier, peace. We out.